Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be linked and listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, I just have to address that there is somebody impersonating, me in the description box below, soliciting people for readings, giving you an email address right now of daneharttarot@yahoo.com. That is not me. Do not engage with this person. I will never solicit you for readings, so just don't engage with them at all. All right, so now let's begin the meditation, clearing away negative energy, raising our own positive energy, and just relaxing the body, mind, and spirit. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you, feeling your body relax. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Fantastic. Now let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Capricorn, January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Fantastic. Now let's see what your chakra energy has to say. Capricorn, January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. These three. And now I will be equating these back to the tarot, but I just want to turn them around and talk about them for just a moment. So we have here clarity, the third eye chakra. Then we have forgiveness, the heart chakra, which is huge. The clarity comes through forgiveness. And then we have rebirth, the earth star chakra. Now this deck, before I turn them over, this deck is a little bit different than your traditional tarot deck. The major arcana is quite different and sends us on this beautiful spiritual ancestral journey, this evolution of self and of soul. And, you know, it's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's such a beautiful way to start the new year. So this is called the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, yes. And I won't be equating it to the zodiac the same way that I do the normal tarot. That will be used with this deck as we go deeper. And this is the Animal Totem deck, which much more follows in line with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Okay, so the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. And the right-hand side is the public arena, the public self. And also, I think this deck is beautiful because it reminds me just terribly of my grandma. The person who created it, name is Phyllis. Her name is Phyllis. So I just have this beautiful ancestral connection with it. So yeah, I just hope you love it as much as I do. So we start off here with the Witch of Air, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this is also the mind and what fills the lungs and the power forward. So then we have the Two of Earth, the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Fire, the Eight of Wands, the Craftsman of Water, which would equate to the Queen of Water, and the Witch would equate to the Knight. So you start off with the Defender, and you end with the Ruler, which is beautiful. And you're calling forward that reign, that emotional power. Then we have Love, the Five of Water, which I find such a heartbreaking card, but also so poignant. Then we have the Ten of Fire, the Wisdom Keeper, the Council of All Beings. Oh, that's beautiful. The Eight of Water, the Five of Earth, another heartbreakingly beautiful card, and the Witch of Earth, which you are an earth sign energy here, Capricorn. So you are ending with the power of yourself as a defender, as a healer, as somebody who is seeing so much more deeply than others see. So that's a very powerful truth for you. Now let's look at the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Capricorn? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Who are the people who will be aiding Capricorn? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Who are the people who will be aiding Capricorn? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here, my goodness, there we go. We have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person who is astoundingly passionate, and that's really going to be what intrigues you, what entices you forward, is this passion, this fire, this brilliance, this sense of, I'm living my truth. Whether it not be anybody else's truth, that's besides the point. But this is a sense of, I'm living and walking in my truth, my power, my understanding, and my brilliance. And again, this is what draws you to this person. Now, whether this person inspires you in real life, like you know this person in real life, or through any form of media, you're going to find that there's a sense here of kind of like, well, why not? Why can't I move forward this way? And why can't I go after this dream? Because you're being inspired. You're being inspired by the person who sits there and kind of turns convention on its head and says, but this is my path. This is my truth. And this is who I am. And that's going to be a very powerful thing for you, Capricorn, because you like to plan. And that's just an earth sign energy thing. And as you're planning, you're also looking at your passion, at what your heart desires, and you're going to see yourself needing to kind of just break free a little bit, like to sit there and look at plants and say, okay, I can plan till I'm blue in the face, but I'm just going to have to jump. And fire sign energy is very good at jumping forward. And that's going to be what really, really inspires you during this time. And then you have the Prince of Pentacles, earth sign energy, very much calls to earth sign energy. So you're going to be very much inspired by the slow, methodical, and steady way that this person is building their future, moving forward, going after what they desire. And that's going to be a very powerful thing for you because you like to slowly and steadily plan to have this bounty come around you. And this person is going to be helping you, see this bounty, look at this truth, know that the methodical planning isn't a waste. It is important. But at times also you're going to see yourself just needing to jump, just needing to go after your dreams and your goals and your passion and your truth. And then it leads you to the Queen of Air. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a person who very much speaks the truth. This is a person who is very much in their element, embracing their truth, their power, their selves. So you are going to be really feeling here and really seeing here that there is power in speaking your wisdom. There is power in also listening to other people's wisdom. And there is a sense here of this warrior queen, this person who didn't give up, who didn't back down, who didn't, sit there and kind of fade away. And that's going to be so important for you because so many times we sit there and we swallow our words. We think, oh, that's foolish, that's silly. I just have to try harder, or, I can't be so kind of out there like some people can. But you're going to see here that you can embrace your truth and you can speak your wisdom and you can live your passion in such a profound way. And this person really does show that to you. This person has a tendency, even if they're the kindest person in the whole entire world, they have a tendency to hit the nail right on the head, and they have a tendency to just be a bit blunt. And for you, Capricorn, you're embracing that bluntness. You're embracing that kind of like, okay, this is my truth, this is where I'm standing, this is what I'm seeing, and you're realizing that it's rather freeing. It's not being cruel and it's not being mean to anybody, but it's sitting there and saying, this is the path that I'm walking, and I have to walk it for me, because it leads you here to the clarity, to the forgiveness, and to the rebirth of self. So you start off with the third eye chakra. The third eye is opening. You're seeing things more clearly, more passionately, more purposefully than you ever have before. There's a sense of opening to your greater understanding, to your greater desire, and sitting there and saying, why not? Again, it's the why not? Why not let myself be guided? Why not have my third eye open? Why not see things for as they are instead of trying to hide behind or, kind of convince myself that something else is right, something else is true? And it's also clarity of what your heart wants, of what your soul desires, of the way that you need to move forward. And that clarity really opens up the world for you and really opens up your truth. And it's like, this is where I stand. And the third eye chakra lets you see things so much more profoundly, so much more intuitively and instinctually with yourself. And it leads you to forgiveness. It's forgiving the people who hurt you, yes, but it's also forgiving yourself. Because so often we sit there and we focus on forgiving others. It's like, oh, I should forgive this person. Oh, I should be the better person. Like, I should be the bigger person. And then sometimes we get really mad and it's kind of like, why am I always having to be the bigger person? Why am I always having to forgive? But then if we step back and we look at forgiveness, not as I'm going to forgive others, but I'm going to forgive me for being hurt, for being too small to do anything, for carrying these scars. And I'm going to look inside and I'm going to heal. I'm going to love me with all my heart and all my soul. And we're opening up the heart chakra here. And we're opening up our lives here because the forgiveness, the patterns, the things that we do, they're for a reason. We don't sit there and we might not know it consciously, but subconsciously, and that's part of the clarity that's coming in. Subconsciously, we're going to be seeing like, oh, okay, I do XYZ because it keeps me safe. Because when I was little, this is how I built barriers around me. This is how I protected myself from the yelling. I protected myself from the anger. This is how I dealt with the disappointment. This is how I did things. And I carried that into adulthood. And this can also be forgiving ourselves for falling in love with the wrong person, for choosing the wrong job, for, these mistakes that we do, these things that we do that seem so right at the time, but we're so wrong. It hurt our souls. in a myriad of different ways, perpetuated the fact that we felt worthless. And so we chose a job that made us feel worthless, and we chose a partner that made us feel worthless. And it just kept on perpetuating what was told to us when we were little. And now we're freeing ourselves. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how long it took. The fact that you see it, the fact that you are falling in love with yourself, the fact that you are forgiving yourself for everything that you've been through and everything you've had to go through, that is powerful, and that is beautiful. And that is entering into a new world and calling forward a new power. And it brings you then to that rebirth, to the Earth Star Chakra, located 6 inches below your feet. That sense of, this is my grounding truth. This is my rebirth. This is my understanding. This is my grace and my truth and my brilliance. And this is me moving forward in a way that is more profound than I ever knew. This is me finding my wings, and this is me moving forward because I embrace the Witch of Air. I embrace the healing of the truth of my lungs, the power that I speak forward. We speak our world into existence. And so often we're so flippant with our words. We don't realize the weight and the truth that they hold. We don't realize that we're subconsciously or consciously, well, no, it's subconsciously telling ourselves things with the words that we choose to ourselves, with the frustration that we have, with the overwhelmed that we have, and we express it. And here, the Witch of Air is seeing the power that we fill our lungs with, the power that, energizes our body. And we are becoming, it's the crafter, it's the greater understander. It is the witch, it is the defender. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this card is the Knight. And so it is the defender through the magic of the earth, through the power of the air, through tornadoes and cyclones and, and windstorms that can lead to sandstorms. But you're seeing here this powerful truth and this way that it's kind of uprooting and changing and forging and rekindling your life, because you're embracing your ideas and ideals. You're looking at what it is that you want, and you're calling forward that power. And it gives you wings here. It lets you fly. It lets you see things so much more truthfully, so much more honestly, so much more openly. And it lets you look at what's truly important to you. Because the Two of Earth, the Two of Pentacles, is depicted in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck of a person juggling, I think it's a clown, or it can be a person, juggling 2 pentacles, right? And they're not looking at what they're juggling, and the water is tumultuous behind them. And here you have a mama bear and a baby bear. And what it is saying is that if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of anybody else? If you are so busy focusing on what you're juggling in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and you're not seeing the waters come up behind you, and you're not seeing the fact that your footing isn't steady, how can you truly juggle anything if you yourself are off balance? So here, with the Two of Earth, with the mom bear and the baby bear, the mom bear knows that she has to, build up her stamina to protect the baby during the winter and to live herself during the winter. And it's that give and that take. It's that sense of, I need to do this for me. And I would do it for everybody else. In a heartbeat, in a New York minute, right? I would be there for everybody else. But why aren't I there for myself? Why aren't I taking care of myself? Why aren't I loving myself? And that's a huge question to ask. And the Two of Earth, the Two of Pentacles, is connecting us with not only what's important, to take care of that baby cub, but what's important for us to take care of us, to say that I matter. And that's a huge thing, Capricorn, because while you're planning and while you're looking at things and while you're laying everything else, to say that you matter is a huge step forward. And it brings you to the 8 of Fire. It brings you to this passion. It brings you to moving forward. Now, you have here the repeat of the number 8 right here, the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Fire. Things are changing, and you're going to be seeing these changes coming forward. And you're going to have a tendency during this time to take things astoundingly seriously, which is good on one hand, is a very good thing. But also on the other side of the coin, if you take it so seriously, you forget the joy of it. That's going to be detrimental. So here it's looking at things, it's connecting with your truth. You also have this beautiful connection with the sacred feminine as you're moving forward here during this time. And you're looking at the truth, the passion, and what you desire. You're looking at the heart, the soul, and the meaning of it. And you're going to see that divinity in your inner self is pushing you out of your comfort zone. It's kind of like saying, you're going to see this differently. You're going to see you differently. You're going to be moving forward in a way that I'm pushing you. It's like divinity is saying, I'm pushing you forward this way. Don't ignore it. It's not a tower time yet. It's not when divinity has, sat there and completely pushed you out of your comfort zone and you're sitting there and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to move forward? This is the Eight of Wands, where things are moving, things are changing, and no matter which way you turn it, the change is coming. But it's empowering and it's emboldening because you have it following the Craftsman of Water. Now, this would be the Queen of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Now, the Queen of Cups knows that she only rules herself, as does the King of Cups. They're very much these solitary, profound rulers who sit there and say, I live by example. And almost I see them as spiritual leaders, very much so. And so here with the Craftsman of Water, you are calling forward the rains. You are calling forward the bounty into your life, what it is that you need, what it is that you desire, the power of your soul, the healing waters, the nourishing waters, the fact that we cannot live without the rains. And so here you're calling them forward into your life. And it can be that as you start to, put yourself on the right track and call forward these waters, that the storm comes in and you get a cold and you sit there and you're like, oh, this is miserable. You're like, what is going on? And that's because you're purging yourself. You're purging yourself of so much negativity and anger and stress and heartbreak and pain and disappointment, because it's like new year, new me, very much so. And I say that with a question mark. Spirit's like, new year, new me. It's like, but wasn't this me always a part of me? Like, wasn't this always a part of me to embrace and to be emboldened and to be enchanted by? And I call this power forward, and I'm embracing what it is that I love. I'm embracing what it is that I need. I'm embracing love. And we have the spirit animal of the fox, and that shows up time and time again within these cards. And so here with the fox spirit, it's like, I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love with you. I'm falling in love with my life. I'm falling in love with my way forward. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love with the connection that I have with this earth, this power to move me, this power to change things, this power to open the world to me. And as I fall in love, and as I have this kindness, just crowning my heart and moving me forward, we have the Five of Water, which is such a sad card, and it just makes me so emotional, because you have the polar bear with her cubs, and here you have an emaciated polar bear and a cub whose head is barely above water, and you have debris in the water. And it's like both can be a reality, can't they? You turn it around and you see that both can be truth, and that's devastating. The Five of Cups is the heartbreak, the pain, the disappointment. And it's like, yeah, if we let our minds, that could be the truth forever. And that's it. That's all we have. We have a falling away of the polar bears. We have a, mucking out of our planet. And we have a hurting of ourselves. And so here, it's like, what am I going to focus on? Am I going to focus on a nihilistic approach of, well, there's nothing I can do. There's no way I can change this. I'm just one person. Or are we going to sit there and say, there's power. There's power in the voice of one, because the voice of one can become the voice of two, can become the voice of three, and can start moving us forward in this earth in the way that it's supposed to be respected and cared for and loved and nurtured and nourished. And starting to see that it's not hopeless, and not taking that nihilistic hope, not that nihilistic path, that path that denies us hope. And we start moving forward in our truth, in our greater understanding, in our wisdom, in our being. And as we have the repeat of the number 5, we start to embrace a freedom of self, a freedom of understanding, a change and a shift. But this also has us opening up doors that we thought would be locked for too long, that we thought would be too overwhelmed to walk past, or to walk through. There we go. To walk through and to walk on our path. There we are. And we have the Ten of Fire. The Ten of Fire. You have this cardinal in the woods. It's illuminating the darkness. It's the burdens that we carry. It's the hardships. It's the pains. And it's very much connecting us with the 5 of water, where it's like, how can I have love if there is so much pain? And it's like, that's fair. That is most definitely fair. But how can there just be pain? How can there just be heartbreak? And there be nothing to live for, nothing to hope for, nothing to embrace the joy with. And so here, it's starting to change the mind and change the life. And as you change your mind and change your life, you start to illuminate your path. You start to release burdens that aren't yours. You know, people who you might not have talked to them in the longest time, but you start to talk to them because you forget. You forget that they drain your energy. You forget that they are nasty and vicious and wicked people. And so you open up the door and they start putting all this weight upon your shoulders. They start, taking away your joy. Excuse me. And there's a sense here of seeing that and kind of calling that out. It's like, wow, I can't do that anymore. I can't. I need to have the fires of my passion and my truth illuminating my paths. Illuminating my past, but also my path forward. But also, yes, illuminating my past. It's like looking at my heart and my soul and what it is that I want and where it is that I'm working and what it is that I'm working towards. And it's like, oh, that's it, isn't it? I'm not supposed to carry these burdens. And how dare you for putting them on my shoulders? How dare you for making me feel when I was small or, as we were going through things that it was all my fault or I had to fix it. And there is that sense, and that's where the forgiveness comes from. That sense of wanting to be the peacemaker, that wanting to be the fixer, and saying, oh, I can just smooth it all out. I can just smooth it all out. And there comes a point where it's like, I can't smooth it all out anymore. And so you release. You release what you can't carry. You release what you can't fix. You release. And as you release, that cardinal guides you forward. That cardinal guides you to your truth. And you have yourself rooted. You're crowned in love. And you're rooted with the wisdom keepers. You're rooted with this ancestral knowledge and this beautiful power of what we are becoming and who it is that we're supposed to be and how it is that we're supposed to move forward. And that connection with our ancestors, that connection with what we greatly desire, that beautiful truth and that beautiful doorway forward. And you're going to see yourself stepping into this world time and time again. This world of the wisdom keepers, this way of wisdom, this way of truth, through your ancestral knowledge, through the power of your heart, through this connection with nature, but also with self and with soul, and this unburdening, this releasing of everything that you've carried for too long, everything that's been too overwhelming, that's kept life in shadows. Now you are illuminating the path forward. And you see that there is so much more wisdom, so much more knowledge, so much more beauty in your life than you had thought, or within your soul than you had thought, that you had tapped into, because you thought, oh, well, this is nothing, or, oh, this is silly. And now you're seeing, no, this is me. And I'm not silly and I'm not nothing. And if people can walk around and pretend to be whomever it is that they are and, finally get called out on things and, things like that, then why can't you just be you? And do so with pride and elegance and eloquence of spirit and soul, and to say, this is me. I'm not putting on a masquerade. I'm not trying to trick anyone. I'm not trying to get any attention. This is who I am. Like it? Fantastic. Don't like it? That's great. But this is still me. And it moves you then to the council of all beings. It moves you to being in the public arena, more connected with the earth, more connected with what you desire, more connected with your path forward than you had thought you would be. And you had thought you could be. And so as you have the council of beings here, as you have this connection with the world and with its ways and with your dreams and with your desires and with your small place within it, which actually, when we find the place that we're supposed to stand, it's kind of like that place where we fit. It's not a small place anymore. It's a big place. It's a beautiful place. It's a powerful place. And it's a bold place. And it moves us then, as we connect with all beings and as we connect with ourselves, to the 8 of waters. We walk away from what we no longer love, what is no longer right. And with the sea turtles, when I was little, and even today, I love sea turtles. They're so cool. And they're so beautiful and peaceful. But I would always get so sad when I would watch about sea turtles when I was little, even now, because the mama sea turtle, lays her eggs, covers it up. And then, you have animals come that try to eat them as the little sea turtles make their way into the ocean. You have the birds, you have the beasts, you have everything that comes. And you have such odds against these sea turtles. And then when they get into the ocean, it's a whole nother set of trials and tribulations to reach maturity and to be able to have a life. And so here, when we see the sea turtles, we see these tremendous odds. And we see, kind of going against the odds to have a life, to have hope, to have dreams. And it's not staying safe in the egg. It's not staying buried under the sand. And that's what we're doing for ourselves. It's like we're coming to the surface and yes, showing the world who we truly are and embracing our dreams or moving towards love and, being what we want to be. It's scary and it's overwhelming and it can come with huge rejection, but it can also come with huge and tremendous payoff and just extreme beauty. And so like the sea turtles, it's like, okay, yeah, I will meet my bumps along the way, which are easier, than the sea turtles' bumps, most definitely. But I am heading towards that water. I'm heading towards that dream. I am heading in that direction of my truth. And I'm leaving behind what is no longer relevant and what no longer has control over me. It's like I walk away. And as you walk away, you have this beautiful 5 of earth. And it's also very sad because you have the hair up here, and you have the skeleton of the hair here, and you have the babies right here. And it's like, okay, what does that mean? You have a sickle, a weapon. You also have rose quartz, and you have the flower. So it's beautiful, and it's scary, and it's like, well, what the heck is this? It is us as we move forward. We have ourselves moving. We have our ancestors helping to guide us forward. And we have the dreams. We have either the children that we are working hard for and with, or we have our dreams that we are nurturing, that we are, working hard to bring forward and to bring into the world. And so here it's such time and care and energy and truth. And there's times where all we see are the failures of the past, or what we see as failures of the past. And yet we still move ourselves forward, and we look at what we're growing our world on, what we're growing ourselves on. It's like, well, how do I become, and how do I step forward, and how do I embrace? And it's embracing the truth. It's looking at things and saying, I see my past, and I see my present, and I have a hope for my future. But I cannot live in my past, just like we can't live for our ancestors. We can sit there and live to honor our family, most definitely, but we can't live for anybody other than ourselves. It's even the people that we love the most in the world, that we would give our right hand for. It's like, I cannot live for you though. You have to do that for you. And that's here with the 5 of earth. It's like, I have been on the outside of wealth for too long. I have been so hard and long pressed to be fighting for the prosperity that I want in my life, for the truth that leads me forward, for the opening up of the doors. And it's never going to be easy, because life is never easy. Even the people that you think have it all, they have skeletons in their closets that are astounding. It's never going to be easy, but it is going to be cathartic. It is going to be a release. It is going to be powerful. And there is a payoff to this truth, to this power, to this understanding, that it's far beyond our comprehension, and that affects generations to come. And it leads you to being the witch of earth, to being the witch, the guardian of your earth, of your truth, of your little, plot of land, of the place where you stand. And this is connecting with the fierceness of the bear. This is connecting with the fierceness of your soul, of looking at things and saying, slowly and steadily, I'm creating and cultivating something far more than I could ever have imagined, and yet so perfectly in line with what my soul desires. So let's go deeper. Capricorn. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. And let's look at the people who you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Capricorn needs to be mindful of? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Who are the people that Capricorn needs to be mindful of? January 1st to the 15th, 2020, Capricorn. Who are the people that Capricorn needs to be mindful of? January 1st to the 15th, 2020, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So we start here with justice. This is Libra energy. Okay, time frame September 23rd to October 22nd. This is a person who is, this is going to be a person, okay, two ways. This is going to be a person that is too worried about being fair to everyone. And here's the thing, when you try to be fair to everyone, you wind up not being fair to anyone, because everybody is going to get upset and going to get annoyed, and then you're going to be pulled this way and that way. So this could be a person who's just kind of like trying their best, but in over their head and just trying to be too just, and it's just not working out. Now, this is also a person who is using kind of like rules as a guard, like, yeah, like it has to be done this way, it has to be done that way, and it always has to be done to kind of like the letter of the law. And sometimes, the law is not fair. And so here you're going to see, and you're going to want more of a discernment. You're going to want more of a, well, this is right for this situation, this is right for this situation type of thing. And you're not going to be getting this from this person. This person is going to be rather militant in their way of seeing things. It's like, this is the rule, this is the way it has to be. And it can't just be that they're just overtaxed and overworked, or, trying too hard to make everybody happy. And so they're just going to wind up making nobody happy. And this is going to be a person that you're going to want to try and help, or you're going to want to sit there and be like, what the heck are you doing? And they just have to walk down that path. They really do, because they have to figure it out. They have to figure out they can't be that, they can't be everything to everyone. Then you have the Star card, Aquarius energy, time frame January 20th to February 18th. This is a person who is very emotional, okay? Very much too in their own head. They are picking up on the emotions. They're picking up on the kind of subconscious energy of other people, and it's just becoming too much. And they have a tendency to look at everything as a disappointment, as an anger, as a scolding almost to them. And they're just going to be in a very sensitive spot. And they can also become just too, like, enough is enough. Like, if I can't do anything right, why even try? Type of mentality. And then we have the Death card, Scorpio energy. Now, this is a time frame of October 23rd to November 21st. Now, a Scorpio who is embracing its negative aspect. We all kind of know those people. These are the people who are gossipy. These are the people who can be rather deceitful. This doesn't have to be a Scorpio, is what Spirit is showing me, and why I got tongue-tied before, because this does not have to be a Scorpio at all. This is a person who's just a really good liar. This is a person who kind of lives in the shadows, and it's like, well, I never actually said that exactly, and led you to believe a lot of things. So here, this is a person who walks the line, usually does it really, really well. So if you're seeing this line, you're seeing this person who is just manipulating people left and right, and just kind of like, playing these games, you're going to sit there and get really, really frustrated. Other people might not be seeing them, might not be seeing what they're doing, because they'll be like, well, I didn't either expect this much for them, or, that's just who they are, or, well, that needed to be done type of thing. But this person is really going to irk you, and you're going to sit there and be like, why? Like, how did you do this? Like, how did you get away with this? Okay. Let's see here. We have the Five of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Empress. The Seven of Swords, the Four of Cups. Oh, the Ace of Cups. You're definitely taking that gift. That's beautiful. You have the Eight of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the King of Swords. Oh, I love that. Okay. So over the Witch of Air and the Two of Earth, you have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords for me is something karmic that comes up. It is something that you've been battling for quite some time. And it can be karmic. It can be, part of a generational curse, part of a family. It feels like almost a family debt. And I know that sounds really odd to say because I just am thinking of Romeo and Juliet here, kind of like a family feud sort of thing. But it's not necessarily that. It's kind of like the energy that has been spoken over you when you were really small, when you were developing, when the world was just a few people and everything else was so vast and overwhelming. And so here with the Five of Swords, it's everything that you have learned and everything that you have seen, and it's the patterns that we make up in our lives to help prevent us from getting hurt, to help us deal with certain types of people. And you're going to be seeing and you're going to be calling yourself out on some personal behavior that you have, some personal ways that you have of dealing with things. It's kind of like, well, why do I always say, oh, it's my fault, when it wasn't my fault? Why do I apologize when I walk into the chair? Why is it that I swallow my words? Why is it that, I keep clutter around me, or I smoke, or I drink, or, things like that, like things that aren't really good for us. Why is it that I'm doing that? Because it's a way of protecting ourselves. And it sounds so odd to say that even something as like, smoking or drinking too much can be a way of protecting ourselves. But it is. It is a way of, kind of quieting, smoking could be quieting the words from coming out of your mouth. It could be, focusing on something else, and then as you release that, you sit there and you release then the toxicity that has been around you for so long. But because you got so used to the toxicity, okay, of people around you, of their energy, being so much, you got used to that toxicity. So you kept it through smoking. Or it can be, drinking. It's like, well, just one drink, just to calm down, just to release, because I carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. And the only way that I can feel calm, the only way that I can feel like I've released is if I just have 2 drinks instead of 1, or 3 drinks instead of 2, that type of thing. And so here it's looking at these patterns that we have, and it's looking at these people that we have in our lives. And it's like, I'm done. I am controlling the air that fills my lungs, the power that moves me forward. I'm taking care of myself. I am moving myself forward. And even with clutter, it's like, okay, well, it keeps people out. Oh, I'm so sorry, it's a mess. You can't come over. It's like, I get to keep my world safe. Because when I let people in, they hurt me. And we can go on and on and on with different scenarios, different people, different ways. And here, it's like, I'm done. And I'm also looking at these things, and I'm looking at the way that I handled it before. And I'm putting me first now. I'm looking at things, not being selfish or self-centered or arrogant, but I'm saying I matter and my feelings matter. And so I'm not going to let people walk all over me. I'm not going to let people treat me like garbage. I'm going to stand in my truth and in my power and not think, oh, I just have to buck it up. I just have to get tougher, because I'm moving forward in my heart's truth, in the love that I have for myself and for my life with the Queen of Cups. I rule only me. And as I rule me, I get to be in love with my life. I get to have joy and prosperity and success and bounty, and I get to have blessings be a part of me. As I drink deeply of the cup, as I move forward in that truth, as I say, this is a blessing. And as I embrace this blessing, as you're moving forward with the Eight of Wands, you have the Empress now over the Craftsman of Water, over the Queen of Cups. And again, you have the Queen of Cups coming in. So I'm only in control of my blessings. And as I'm in control of my blessings and myself and my truth, I can only call forward my throne. I can only find my voice. I can only see the power that needs to be a part of me. And it doesn't matter how other people see me. I always think of the Empress as this empress back in ancient Rome. I believe she was married to the Emperor Justinius, and she was Empress Theodora. And I always thought she was just such a card and so amazing, because Rome was burning and she was a woman who worked her way up. She started off as a courtesan and a highly trained and highly skilled one, but she still started off as a prostitute, and she became empress. And she sat there as Rome burnt, and the emperor was like, listen, we have to leave. And all his courtsmen were like, we have to go. And she said, go if you want to, but I will stay. And I will rule Rome instead of you. Do not be cowards. Do not be cowards and flee, because there'll be nothing for you to come back to, because it will be mine. And that's what I see here with the Empress. It's like somebody you didn't expect to have this powerful voice. And it's yourself. You're like, you didn't expect to have this powerful voice, to know this truth, to know this power. And now that you're calling forward your warders, you are seeing what battles to fight and which ones to just let go. It's like, it's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. It's not worth my effort. I'm embracing what I love, and I'm focusing on what needs to be healed within my life before it's gone forever. And so I stand and I fight the battles that I need to fight, but I will not be dragged through the mud. I will not be denied the beauty of my life. I will not be wasting all my energy, my time, my beauty, my power on people who just won't understand, and also on people who will just keep on draining me time and time again. The Four of Cups, when you have the 10 of fire here, when you're releasing this pain and this hurt and this disappointment, and you're finding this beauty in the distance, the Four of Cups is this blessing coming, is this sense of, I love you, here's a gift. And I know you're looking over here, and I know you want your gift to be a certain way, and you're thinking about a certain thing, but divinity is going to come forward, Capricorn, and just give you a gift that doesn't really look like much. Okay, I always see these cups as like handcrafted by like a toddler type of thing. It's like, okay, it's a cup, sure, that's great. You made this in preschool, it's awesome, but it doesn't look like anything. And yet you're going to find that it's one of your most treasured possessions, that it becomes one of the best cups you ever had, because it's a cup made by divinity. And it's not supposed to look like much, because if it looked like a cup made by divinity, everybody would want it. Everybody would be like, oh, sign me up for that. That looks great. But because it is a cup made by the divinity, it is a cup that needs to be earned. And it's a cup that needs to be tested and seen and heard. So here, you're going to find a blessing come. You're going to find things coming your way that at the time you're not going to think of as blessings. You're not going to think of as really great things, but they really are going to be life-changing for you. And it leads you to that cup. It leads you to the Ace of Cups with the Wisdom Keepers. This is the water flowing over. This is the pain being released. These are tears coming. These are, joys coming forward. This is a sense of, I need to release the pain, the hurt, the disappointment, the anger, the upset, the upheaval that has been within me for too long. And divinity does this. Divinity clears out our hearts often because we carry around so much. And we sit there and it's just like, oh, shove it down deep, don't feel it. Just keep moving, just keep going, just keep smiling. And the Ace of Cups makes this a very vulnerable time for you, but it also makes it a very healing time. It makes it a time where you get to see and call forward the love that you want within your life, to call forward the beauty that you get to have, call forward the power of your heart, call forward this healing, this joy, this sense of self. And it washes away so much of the hurt that we carry within our hearts, our souls, so much of the pain that holds us back. So do expect yourself, especially with the Wisdom Keeper, with the wisdom of the ages that are coming forward for you and with you, that a lot of things are being realized. Like, you're looking at things and you're like, oh my gosh, like you're looking at the hardships that you have been through, that those that you love have been through, and it's like, oh my gosh, things become a bit more real. They become a bit more intense, and then it clears away so much of the pain that you've carried for too long. And it brings you then to the Eight of Swords. In the public arena, as you have the Council of All Beings, as you have yourself moving forward, the Eight of Swords, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to stay stuck. Like, I have to doubt, and I have to fear, and I have to have anxiety over this, and I'm going to mess it up. I always mess things up. Like, how can I possibly move forward? Because you have all swords crowning yourself. So you're going to try and talk yourself out of the blessings that are coming your way. You're going to try and take away the beauty, the prosperity, the joy, the peace that gets to be a part of you. And so here, this is saying, don't get in your own mind. Don't sit there and overthink and overanalyze and, over everything, because it's going to be very easy for you. And here it's like, release and let go, release and move forward. Because you have here the Vole. Now the Vole, in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the person is blindfolded, that is trapped around the swords. But if she took off the blindfold, she could see that she was trapped within the swords. Here, the Vul is naturally blind because they are underground. So the light, even the light of the moon, is too much for them. So here, it's like, I need to be back in my element, okay? I need to relieve myself of the blindness, okay? It can be that you're too close to a certain situation. It can be that you're too sensitive to a certain situation. It can be a myriad of things that is keeping you doubting. It can be that you're always used to doubting yourself, and that's just the way it's always been, and life has been hard and filled with challenges and upheavals, and how can I possibly move forward? And that's where you have the Five of Cups coming. And the Five of Cups in the public arena, as you have the Five of Earth, right? The Five of Earth right here. As you have yourself moving out of the darkness, you have the Five of Cups, which is change your mind and change your life, right? Well, you have this little, I don't know what this is, if it's a guinea pig or what animal that is, but you also have one wounded and dying on the ground. It's like, it's time to leave behind what cannot be saved, what is no longer going to be changed. And you have to move forward for yourself, for your sanity, for your understanding. It's like, I have to move forward for me, for those that I love, for my responsibilities. I mean, I'm a huge believer in responsibilities and upholding responsibilities. But also, we have to move forward. It's like, you cannot sit there and try to change the past. You can't. If you uphold your responsibilities and you keep on moving forward in the present, and you keep on sitting there and saying, these are my goals and this is what I want and this is what I'm moving towards, then the world becomes bigger, and the world becomes filled with the love that, yes, is behind the destruction, but it still stands. The Two of Cups, the healing, beautiful love, still stands. And it moves you to the King of Swords, over the Witch of Earth, over yourself being a protector of your earth, of what you desire from life, of your passion, of your, power of heart and soul and being. You have yourself here as the warrior king, as the person. And that's why with the warrior queen right here, that's why I wanted to say warrior king before, because there was the sense of you being this warrior king, of you having this power, of you seeing things more clearly with greater understanding. And the thing with eagles is eagles can fly higher than any other bird. And so the storms that we go through as people, okay, the eagles can fly above them. Other birds that try to harass them, eagles can fly above them. And that's what you're doing during this time, as you're calling on this power, is that you're flying above the storms. You're flying above the chaos, the anger, the upset. You're holding onto your crown. You're saying, this is me, because I have the right to rule my life. And I'm moving forward in power, in determination, and in focus. Now let's see your spirit animal messages during this time. Capricorn. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So we have here the bee spirits. Sweet results await. There's a sweetness to life that is waiting for you. There's a sweetness to life that is moving you forward. And it's going to be like a surprise. It's like, it's like a little bit of honey being on your teacup and you getting it on your lips and licking it off. And it's just the sweet surprise. It's the sweetness that gets to come into life, that gets to be a part of you. Then it moves you to the Panther spirit. It says, reclaim your power. It's time to take it back. It's time to take back your power, to take back your truth. You might never have claimed it before. You might sit there and being like, Dane, what do you mean reclaim it? It was never mine. And here it's reclaiming the power that you were born with, reclaiming the passion to move you forward. And then we have the Koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. So even if you're sitting there looking at things and being like, why? Why? Why did all this happen? What is the point of it all? Spirit has a plan. Let Spirit guide you forward. Let Spirit bring you forward in this plan and in this truth. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the coyote spirit. Trust in the detours. Trust in the divine detours, in the twists and turns of life, because again, Spirit has a plan. It brings you then to your subconscious person message. The High Priest, Taurus energy. This is the Hierophant, April 20th to May 20th. Know your truth. Claim your throne. Know what it is that you desire. This is you saying, this is me. I can't apologize, and I won't apologize for being who I am. But I'm moving forward in the power of my heart, in the passion of my soul, and in the brilliance of my truth. And it brings you then to your subconscious chakra message, which is truth, the third chakra. This is you moving forward in your truth, speaking your truth. And for those who don't like it, they can fall away. But for those who do like it, and for yourself, you find that you soar higher, that you embrace more than you had ever realized. Your subconscious tarot message. Okay, initiation. I was like, what the heck? I'm so sorry. Initiation. You are finding yourself opening up to a new world. I was like, what is that? It's the badger in the background moving things forward. You know, it has a shoe right here, a way forward for you. It's the fox unbuckling burdens, releasing burdens, you know, helping you dry and see. And it's you being cleansed. It's you awakening. It's the hat off to the new beginning. And it's the being initiated in the power and in the water. And that's why the water has been so powerful around you, because your soul is opening up to the greater truth, to this greater journey. And it's like, oh, this is it, isn't it? This is my beginning. This is my quest forward. This is my truth of my soul. And it brings you then to your subconscious tarot message, to going deeper into your subconscious tarot message, into the Magician. So your initiation brings you into the magic, into the power, into the brilliance that is you. And I love that here, this is card number 2, and this is card number 1. So the magic coming forward, you finding the elemental power of yourself, you sitting there and claiming it and within the wonder. And you even have that beautiful fox spirit that we have right here, helping you, guiding you, you know, moving things forward with you. Now you are seeing your gifts, and you're seeing the passion forward, and you're seeing what it is that you desire, and you're embracing your eternity. And it's etched in the snow, it's etched in the air, it's etched in the very being of you, in the very power of you. And you are jumping forward, and you are becoming so much more than you had thought, because you are claiming your magic, you are claiming your power, you are claiming your brilliance. And there's no one and nothing that will stop you. But just remember, as above, so below. As you believe it, so it becomes. Your truth guides you forward. And whatever you believe your truth to be, whether they be blessings or whether they be curses, they come very powerfully into your life right now. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace this healing and as we move forward in our blessings. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you, feeling your forehead, feeling your face and your body relax. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn.